Hello
Hello
everyone,
everyone.
Hello, everyone.
welcome back.
Welcome back, Amay, as well.
Yeah,
Thank
I am
you.
under the weather, so I am showing the capsules.
I'm hoping my headphones will improve my audio quality. I was listening to this podcast in my car radio,
Hmm.
and I realized my audio quality is not so good. So yeah, I'm hoping this mic'd headphone will solve it to some extent.
It is better. It
It,
is
it is
indeed
much
better.
better, yes.
Yep.
So,
Okay.
what do you guys think about last week?
Again, predictions all over the place.
Yeah.
Some shockers. Honestly, Bournemouth losing at home to Ipswich. No one expected
Yep,
that.
yep, yep, yep.
Even
Uh,
even Wolves. Logan, you predicted correctly. Wolves winning, but Cunha didn't play. Matthias Cunha didn't play,
I
but still
actually
they
had
had a good.
predicted who the goal scorer would have been as well,
Yeah,
which was Larson. So,
Larson.
yep. But again,
And
a
Amey was
very
spot on with the Forest and United prediction.
I knew it, man. I knew it.
I think we can start with Forest versus United.
Yeah,
Well, if you see the match, United didn't play that bad, honestly. They
Yep.
just missed, like it has been the story of past 2, 3 seasons. They miss the
I
finishing or final third pass,
I
That's
simply fail to understand how can we let a player run from his own penalty box to our penalty box without
that was
even
like
trying to put a last ditch tackle.
exactly, man. Like
Like
full
I would have been
length.
there, I would have taken a red card. And there were two players.
Exactly.
There were two
Yep.
players, not only
Yep,
one.
yep, 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 yep.
So that was embarrassing. But other
Yep.
than that, I don't remember Forest creating any brilliant chances per se.
Hmm.
Yep,
They
yep.
they played
They
okay.
kind of
United,
started low block.
yeah,
They
they
scored
played
one
low
Yep.
and
block.
they were like, okay, that's it. We don't want to
They
score
played
more.
low block, and we don't have strikers who will try to penetrate that low block yet.
And
Hoping that we get
eventually Harry Maguire comes in as a striker and almost scores.
almost. Yeah,
Almost
Almost
scored it.
scores.
we had two good
Yeah.
chances from headers. One was Casemiro. He
Mm-hmm.
was kind of open with his header.
Yep.
He missed. He shot his header just wide of the post. And same with Maguire. Maguire's header was way off the target. He didn't angle his shot correctly.
Yep.
Didn't angle his header properly, and it went straight, like diagonal, instead of going on the side.
And a
Yep.
last, I think the Forest
A
literally had that
clearance,
last minute clearance.
goal
Yeah.
line
Yep.
Murillo, I
clearance.
Yep.
think. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
So
But
a bad
overall, I
game.
felt it was, oh, it wasn't a bad game, just a bad result, I feel.
Like
So,
eventually we dropped points. Luckily,
yeah.
Spurs dropped points as well. We'll come to that later.
Yep.
But yeah, a bad day, I'd say.
Yep.
A
Yep.
bad
Yep.
day for United.
Yep. I think I think the one of the main focus of United in the summer should be a striker. Like Hoyland scored between was on form, scored in the international break, but again wasn't up to the mark. Xerxes, I don't think so. He himself he says he's a 9.5.
Yeah.
So not a striker. I think they need to buy
His
a striker.
his link up plays pretty well. If you look at Xerxes' game, right? He is good with the ball at his feet, but just not a solid finisher. And he is
Yep.
6'3", I believe, if I'm not wrong. And I've
Yes.
never seen him win headers or score goal from headers for United. That
Yep.
is
Yep.
pretty
Yep.
surprising.
Yep.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
So I
That's
think
true.
one of the main things in the summer would be a striker for
I've
sure.
read United being linked with Dusan Vlahovic.
Hmm.
Uh, Even Hugo Ekitike, he's
Mm-hmm.
apparently a United fan, so he's
PSG?
being linked. Ekitike, Frankfurt, right?
Frankfurt. Yeah, he's
Frankfurt.
Frankfurt right now. Yes. Yes.
He was with PSG before.
Yep. Yep.
So Hugo Ekitike, Dusan Vlahovic. I know Alexander Isaac won't be in our budget.
No.
Like we
Even I
Isaac,
need
think Osimhen. Yeah,
even
Osimhen.
Osimhen
Osimhen is a
is
strong
said
link.
to be like
Hmm.
he is linked, but then Gyökeres,
I
Arsenal
Yeah.
believe
is
will be
is the favorite.
priced out of Gyökeres as well.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
Osimhen's market value has dropped because of his move to Galatasaray. He's playing well there
yes.
though, no
Yes.
doubt, but his price has certainly dropped.
I think the last but not the least would be Benjamin Sesko. That
Yeah,
that
there will be
might
other clubs behind Sesko as well. But then again,
Mm,
he's similar to Hoyland in profile. He's a young striker.
hmm.
Uh, he had not so good last season
Yep.
with Leipzig, but this season he's again found his feet. So he's scoring,
Hmm.
and somehow I don't trust German strikers or strikers
Hmm.
basically playing in Bundesliga.
mm,
United hasn't seen. a player thrive when he's moved from Bundesliga. We have
Hmm.
Schweinsteiger, we have Jadon Sancho, we have Mkhitaryan,
Yep.
uh, and Shinji Kagawa as examples. So
Hmm.
I wouldn't delve heavily into player coming in from, especially like an attacker coming in from Bundesliga.
Correct. Correct. I think with that being a segue, a striker who was not wanted in United going to a club in Villa and finally scoring there
Yeah.
I'm
in
happy.
and
I'm
hmm,
happy. This should increase his price,
hmm,
bring back his confidence. It's good.
I don't think
Um,
Villa will be in a position to buy him. He will be priced out of
no,
Villa for
I
sure.
think I think
yep,
like 50 or something. They're like we are expecting. Basically, I don't
hmm,
think so. Villa has that budget, but there were also reports that he has set his eyes on Barcelona. Again,
Yeah.
I don't know how Barcelona is going to pay, like how much they are willing to pay. But if like he's willing to go there, then probably will
Barcelona are
negotiate.
already
Yeah.
sorted on both wings with
yep,
Yamal and
Yeah.
Rafinha. So I'm
correct.
not sure he'll be there in the starting lineup week in, week out.
And they
Plus they
literally
have
have a backup as well. For
yeah,
Yeah.
Ferran Torres is playing
Ferran
that well.
Yeah.
Torres.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Exactly.
then
Yeah.
Dani almost there playing through the middle, and then you have Lewandowski will probably play another season if I'm not
Yep,
wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
So you
For
have
sure.
front line assured over there, like a steady front line,
Yeah.
Hmm.
who's
Unless
performing well,
something crazy happens and
Or
someone
maybe
leaves,
he's trying for Barcelona B.
possibly. But yeah, like happy for Rashford as a player, but not happy that the way he left United for loan.
Yep.
I certainly don't encourage that behavior.
Hmm. Well, I think even with Villa, right? Villa literally won 3-0 at Brighton. A very,
Hmm.
very, I would not say a shocking result, but no one was thinking that Villa to go there and defeat them 3-0.
Hmm.
And then Asensio, man, what a signing for Villa. Like he's just come in and just delight. Like he's
Yep.
just
Yep.
taken like duck to a water. And then even Daniel Marlin scoring
Malan.
at the last minute.
The good thing about Villa is I feel that they made smart signings in the winter window,
Hmm.
so
Yes.
they have backups now.
Yep.
So
Yep. Yep.
that's why we were talking about in our last video about the players being tired after after like playing midweek.
Yep.
Midweek. Yep.
But then this added bench strength is certainly helping them,
Yep.
and it puts them in a strong position both on the European front and the race to qualify for Europe for next season.
And then even when you talk about smart signings, right, Shashank? Like they picked up, I think, Tielemans for free,
Yeah,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
a proper Belgian international who plays in like,
a really solid player with Premier League experience. I don't
Yeah.
understand
Yeah.
why, like he would have been a good fit for United's midfield, to be honest.
yep,
So, especially like when we had not so great players there. So I
yep,
don't understand why didn't United go behind Tielemans,
correct. And even their young players like Ramsey, I think Jacob
Jacob
Ramsey,
Ramsey.
he is playing really well. I think he created both of those goals for I
Yeah,
think
they
Rashford
have a
and
good player
Asensio.
in Morgan
I
Rogers.
think it was
Yep,
Rogers. Yeah. I think it
Rogers,
was
Rogers,
Rogers.
yeah,
Yeah.
Rogers is
He
playing
had two
really good.
assists. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
He had a good
yeah,
game.
and then again, they have like underrated players like Matty Cash, who's there, Lucas Dean. These
Because
are
he,
like really underrated players, but they are performing
and
like
even their
really good.
defense. So you have
That.
Pau Torres.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Uh,
That's what I was
Martinez.
getting
yeah,
at. Like defense has been good as well.
Yep.
Torres, especially. Uh, Martinez is again. As much as I hate him,
Yeah. But
like
again,
whatever
he's
shithousery he does, but he saves them like almost
yeah.
every time.
yep. I think for me, I think this was the shock result of the week in my
It was.
opinion. Like I think me and
Three
Sushant
goals
that
margin, 3 goals margin
yeah,
is huge. Like
Yeah, yeah,
I had predicted Villa winning, but I was like 1-2 to Villa, but they won 3-0. So that's a
three
big deal.
exactly. I think with that being said, let's talk about the perennially second club, Arsenal. Again, scoring 2 goals. So, Arsenal 2, Fulham 1, the return of Bakayo Saka.
Yeah, so that
yeah,
I was
yeah.
about to mention that. So it gives them a huge boost.
Yep,
And Saka, one bad thing about them is they have lost Gabriel for the
Gabriel
remainder of the season.
Magalhaes. Yes.
So he's out for the rest of the season. that'll be probably a blow for them. But Saka coming back certainly boosts their attacking front.
I
True.
mean, they are playing Madrid, I think, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
Uh, so they needed that boost, but I don't know how much it's going to be helpful, to be honest.
And Madrid are
It's
in
a
literal
tough
Madrid are in
game.
free scoring right now. So they
But
literally
they're
won.
they're also like
they're
giving away
conceding
goals,
goals. Yeah,
They're
they're
conceding
conceding
goals
a lot
too.
conceding.
of
Yeah.
goals. Yes. But again, had it been the second leg would have been at Arsenal, it's at Madrid. So
Yeah.
I
Yep.
wouldn't give Arsenal any kind of
Yep.
chance there
Yep.
because
Yep.
the
And
second
Madrid
leg is
are
at.
And
comeback kings. Even if Arsenal wins
technically,
3-1 at
yep. Yep.
Emirates, Ancelotti will raise his eyebrows and
And then
Yeah.
they'll find a way to come back in
If
the second leg.
only like Arsenal was alive in maybe FA Cup or like,
yep.
it may have helped them, but I don't think so. They even have an outside chance of the league is almost sealed, I would say.
Yeah.
I
Um,
think
I
I
mean,
kind.
things can happen, but I think 12
Yep.
point
It's
is a
very
big,
unlikely. 12
yeah,
points
it's a
gap
big
with
lead.
8 games to go is very unlikely.
The
Yep.
only saving grace maybe is UCL, but then they're tough. It's a tough game. I mean, even after that, it's going to be tough. So yeah,
Looking at Madrid, right? Like Madrid were literally like losing at 80th minute 1-3 to Sociedad, and they literally
Yeah.
scored two goals
classic,
and like
classic
it.
Madrid. Huh?
It's classic Madrid, right? So as Sushant said, right, even if Arsenal is leading 3-1 in the first leg, they literally find a way. Atletico Madrid, who literally were leading from the first minute, couldn't find a way against Real Madrid. That just proves it. That literally
Yeah,
just proves
yeah,
it.
They
So,
yeah.
have luck when it comes to UCL.
yep, absolutely, absolutely,
And like I
absolutely.
believe they are on course for a treble as well. And Madrid has never won the treble.
I
So
again, they're facing Barcelona in the
they're
final.
facing
So,
Barcelona. So I
Yep,
believe they
yep.
would want to have that treble winner title with them as well.
and if all the games go right, we could actually see an El
El
Clasico in the
Clasico
UCL
final.
final as
Yeah.
well.
Clásico UCL, El Clásico in the
Copa.
League Cup,
Copa.
plus final three are like obviously
Yep.
there are only three teams basically.
Yep.
So
I think one of the so coming back to the Premier League, I had actually predicted that Newcastle will be finishing fourth,
Mm.
and then maybe City. Like it could literally swap between Newcastle United and City. But looking at again, Newcastle won against Brentford 2-1. But looking at how they played and how lucky they were, I am kind of now not sure if Newcastle will be able to carry it because okay, they Isaac was terrible at finishing that day.
Mm.
He scored, but he was not finishing chances that day. And Tonali literally, they say it was a screamer. I think it was a fluke. Like the angle where he scored the goal from,
Yeah,
that was just. I think it was a fluke.
possible. Highly possible it was a fluke.
Yep,
But they won. The main thing is they have the grit. They won the match. That is important now, considering we are in the final stretch.
yep.
yeah,
And they have a
Isaac
game in hand.
possibly they have a
yeah.
game in hand. So Isaac possibly having an off day in spite of scoring.
Yep,
Like you said, he missed a few chances. So probably an off day. They had an extended break after the
Mm-hmm.
cup
cup.
final.
Yep.
So, but I still believe Newcastle to be one of the teams to be in top four.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Well, potentially yes, but it's just too much traffic in that like
Yeah,
four
Very true.
spaces, like
Yes.
1 point up and down, one win or one draw, and everything changes.
yeah.
Yep.
So
I believe till Forest are probably assured now in a strong
I
spot.
think they are like 5 points ahead,
Clear, yeah.
which is
Yep.
okay, like pretty good.
And they are in a strong. They're looking strong. Let's we can. I'll
Yes.
just quickly go through Forest's fixture.
Actually, if Newcastle win their game in hand, they will be just 4 points behind Forest. So,
So
Forest, yeah.
Forest have an
Okay.
away to Villa. Then they are playing home to Everton. They have Tottenham. Followed by Palace, Leicester, away to West Ham, and then Chelsea at home. That's the last game.
oh, so
Oh.
That's going to
yeah,
be a saucy fixture.
that's the last game, right? Yeah, that
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
could literally be a very good fixture.
Yep.
But I kind of am thinking that Newcastle with if Isaac stays fit, if Gordon starts playing well again, I feel their midfield is one of the best in the league
Yeah.
on their day. But
And
yeah, if
I
Villa can,
I'm looking at Chelsea's last four fixtures, so they look actually difficult. So they are
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, Liverpool at home. They're playing, I
Yep.
mean, at Stamford Bridge. They are playing Newcastle away. They are playing United at home, which should be an easy game. And they are playing Forest away last game.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
That is tough.
that's going
But
to be a
again,
tricky list for them.
Forest are also in the FA Cup semi-finals against City,
Yeah,
so
Yeah.
that could be a deciding factor as well.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yep. I think talking about so we've talked about Newcastle, we've talked about I
We've
think
talked Brighton Villa. We've talked about Bournemouth Ipswich.
yep.
Uh,
I don't think
and
so. We spoke about both. I think the last three
City.
fixtures which we can talk about. Yeah, Man City versus Leicester. I think everyone had predicted.
No surprises. I was actually thinking maybe like 3-0, 4-0.
yeah,
Yep,
all
yep,
of us.
yep.
Yeah.
They won 2-0. Grealish and Marmoush scoring. Marmoush's second goal was kind of like a keeper mistake by Leicester.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But again, City don't look convincing. Like,
Actually, City have the easier fixture list going into the last stretch.
hmm,
So, except for United away, they have only, I guess one of their matches has been postponed
They,
against Villa.
yeah.
But they
Villa.
are
They
playing
have
Bournemouth at
Villa.
home. They are playing Fulham away, Southampton away, Wolves at home,
hmm,
Everton away. That could be a tricky game. But
yes,
other than that, they should be coasting. Their fixtures look easier.
hmm.
Hmm.
Let's see if City. And then the only problem with City right now is Haaland has
Haaland,
that injury,
Yep.
yeah.
and he's out for like 5 to 7 weeks, and that's almost the
He'll
season
probably
basically.
be back in May,
Yep.
mid-May. It's been touted. One
Mid-May.
thing
Yeah.
about injuries, as we're talking, I just remembered. It's good to see Mason Mount back on the pitch for United.
Yes. Yes. With his Bollywood
Should have
hairstyle.
scored.
Yeah, he should have. Well, possibly, yeah, yeah.
I mean, he had a good chance. Overall, he had a good game too. So it's
Hmm.
He
not like
just came back from
bad
injury, a two and a
game.
half
Like,
month injury, right? So
yeah. Yeah.
there are bound to be like rustiness in his. There's bound to be rustiness in his game.
Hmm.
Yep.
Uh, and but I was happy to see him back on the pitch, back, and he's a player who can like play if he stays fit, he can play the entire 90 minutes. He can run and cover the pitch up and down. So probably a player that would be better in Amorim's system.
Hmm.
So I'm
If he
hoping to.
stays fit.
If he's, I think I'm pretty sure he'll stay. He's,
No, he's staying fit, right? Yeah, man.
yeah.
He stays fit. Yeah,
Yep.
that is a major doubt, no doubt. Like we've seen Luke Shaw being perennially injured. We don't want another Luke Shaw and Martial. Sorry, I forgot Martial,
Oh man.
who was Luke Shaw's hospital buddy.
Well, I think United have bought 2 subscriptions for hospital beds, so I think they should
Yeah.
always be full.
And don't
I think
forget Lisandro Martinez is there as well.
Martinez,
Unfortunate, but
man.
he's been injured like for quite some time now.
I'm fed up with that thing.
talking about injury, McAllister was so close to have his leg broken.
That
Yeah,
was horrible
that
challenge.
was bad. I'm
And
And how
surprised.
was it? How was it not a red? Like how? I just don't understand.
I think PGMOL has come up with a. I don't think so. They've come up with an apology, but they have admitted that VR got that wrong. It should have been a clear red.
It should have been a red, no doubt.
Yep,
Like that was a horrible tackle.
yep.
He was
It was,
like
Tarkowski, right? It was
about
Tarkowski.
yeah,
an
Tarkowski, yes.
like a minute late into the tackle, man. Come on, like
He
Yep,
literally
actually
he
got
was.
the ball, but then he went for the ball with so much force that
Yeah.
even after clearing, he just completely took out McAllister. And it would have been a serious,
and it could
would
have
have
been
been
a
a
leg.
Injured.
Yeah,
serious,
Yep. Yep.
it would have
Yep.
been a leg
like a
breaker, to be
season
honest.
ending or like even till next
Horrible
mid next
Yep,
decision, I
season.
would say. Yep.
yep,
But
yep.
happy that he's not injured. McAllister,
Injured. And Liverpool winning 1-0, Diego Jota scoring the goal. Again, I thought it. I thought the derby could have been very different had Beto converted his chance.
Beto missed a couple
Hmm.
of opportunities. Like one of
The
them was
one I think was one was on
One was
off the
offside. Yeah,
wood. Yeah.
one
yeah,
was
off
off.
the
He
post.
scored one. One was off the wood, the main one.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
one of the. Yep, one was off the
surprising,
post.
I was
Yes,
shocked to see Virgil van Dijk doing such defending. It was poor.
it was.
Not
Yeah,
expected from Virgil van Dijk against Beto. Like if it
against
would have been
Beto.
Haaland or someone, okay, they are quality strikers. But Beto, what are you doing?
But to be honest, like Beto scored against Liverpool in the opposing fixture as well.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and he has actually given Virgil van Dijk a tough time in the recent past.
Hard
Like
time. Yep. Yep.
he's physical, right? So that's what Everton depend on,
like
like
I
physicality.
remember Vidic being trolled for his two mistakes against Torres for and saying that Torres owned Vidic, but that wasn't the case.
Yep,
But he did make a couple of blunders for sure. But Be- Torres was a class player.
Beto
Uh,
is not,
Beto
but
is
again,
not.
like as like there are some players like where you just have a tough time against. I think Virgil van Dijk has actually admitted that Giroud always used to score against him, like by somehow or the
Mm-hmm.
other. So
Giroud is
my
still a quality striker.
yes, yes. But again, that's the case with some players, right? There are just some players
But
who,
then
who
good
will give
that
you
they
a tough
held
time.
on to their lead and they managed to come out with a win.
Yep. It was had Beto scored, I think Liverpool are at a form where I'm not sure if they would have recovered
Yep.
or
Yep.
if
Could
they
have
would have
gone
drawn.
anywhere. Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly. Because
Honestly.
once Everton score, they'll go into a low block
Yeah,
and they'll not.
they would have held on for a point. They
Yep,
wouldn't have gone out for attack or like possibly try to score through counter.
exactly. And I kind of when Jota scored, right, I was kind of thinking if Diaz was offside because if you
There was
look
a
at that,
heavy debate about it.
yep, and I think David Moyes also said the same
David
that
Moyes mentioned it in his post match. Yeah.
I was nervously waiting for VAR because I was very nervous because I think Jota had started in an offside position
Mm.
and that is what. But again, they cleared the goal. That is good. And then
Yeah.
again,
So
there
two bad decisions in a game for each team that cancels it out.
and then Pickford again kicking Nunes out of the game, but again no red card. Like
Yeah.
Even Pickford, like how? I don't
yep,
understand. Like,
that's Everton, right? Like
Pickford
just
was
do
still decent, but the one that Tarkowski put was
oh
really
yeah.
horrible.
yeah, that was horrible.
Decent by decent, I don't mean like it's okay, but it was a bad tackle.
And
But
Yep.
in fact,
Tarkowski was worst.
if I'm not wrong, Nunes got a yellow for time
Yes.
wasting because
Yes.
he
Yes.
rolled
Because he
back
came
onto the
on the
pitch.
pitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. I think the last and the biggest game of this game week, Chelsea versus Spurs, the London derby, Chelsea winning 1-0, Enzo Fernandez scoring the goal.
It was a dull match.
It was a dull match. Yep. It,
I was watching the match today afternoon, and yeah, Fernandez got a goal. But then both the teams did not look as like there was no threat from Spurs except for one chance at the very end.
yep.
Uh, I believe Madison missed it, right?
Hmm.
Raya made a save on the goal line.
Mm.
There was a cross put in by Brennan Johnson. If I'm not wrong, it was Madison who got to it, and then he tried to like score on the first touch.
Yep.
And somehow Sanchez managed to save it. And he had a blunder, but that goal was ruled out.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
And
And
even Chelsea had a goal ruled out by Caicedo.
Caicedo. I think one of the main highlights of the match was I think Martescar was going to get substituted.
Mhm.
And I think Spurs fans were booing it. That like substitute him earlier, and he just scores. And I think who's the mate?
Mhm.
Ange goes
Uh,
back to the Spurs
Cupping
and
his
like
ears.
cupping it, and then it was ruled out for offside. So that was kind of hilarious.
The funny thing is his explanation. He's like, I wanted to hear the fans cheering. That's what he
Come
said.
on, come on.
I
I
was
think
laughing reading out his statement.
he's learning from Klopp's book of excuses. So yeah,
But yeah,
but in
what do you
it,
think about Spurs now, the position that they are in?
I
Do you think
think
they should stick
both
to Ange?
United and Spurs are only eyeing Europa. Like, obviously, there is
Yeah,
yep,
no incentive of finishing in top 10 anyway,
yep.
so it doesn't matter. I think they will stick to Ange because they are in Europa.
Yeah,
Uh,
currently yes, but I think in the summer they'll be like, yeah,
yeah, I mean,
s-
at least till this season end, they will.
yep,
Right?
yep.
And if
Or
he wins Europa, then probably they will stick to him
mm,
as well. If he wins something, but then uh, if
that's a
they
big if.
lose,
The,
yeah.
yeah, that's a
are
bigger
you
if
forgetting their Spurs?
yeah. Very true,
Yeah, yeah.
very true.
I
Yeah,
hope
very,
these words don't come back to bite me at the end of the season. But
Yes,
Again,
there is a chance, honestly.
Yeah.
so again, this is the thing. So like when Spurs faced Liverpool in the final of 2018 or something,
Mm.
I think Daniel Levy had gone and given watches to Spurs player, saying that congrats to make like congratulations on making the final.
Oh man,
And he literally did that, I think, a day before the game.
Oh.
that's so bad.
And I think all the Spurs players were like pissed off. Is like, why would you do this like one day before?
Hmm.
Yeah.
So,
That's bad attitude.
and then
Yeah.
that's again, as Sushant was mentioning, right? That's the DNA of Spurs. Like, can't help it.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
But
I guess we
again,
we just missed out on one game. Saints versus Crystal Palace.
Saints
What do you
picking
guys
up a
think?
point.
Yeah,
Saint
they
They're
could have
closing
won
in
all three.
they
two
could
They
have
could
game,
have won.
2 points.
yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Rather, they dropped
2 points.
2 points. Yeah,
Yep.
so they were in a good position to win that game. But then Palace scoring at the very end
Yep. And I
was
think it was their 18 or 20-year-old striker who was injured for a
Franca.
long time.
Yeah,
Yeah. He came, comes
Franca,
Mendes
and
Franca.
Franca.
scores.
Yep, yep.
But to be honest, I looked at Saints' goals. It was one of the most beautiful goals they have scored in this season.
Mm.
Like the passing was really good, and then I think their striker who's like 6'6", I think. He
Onuachu.
yeah,
Mm.
mistakenly I think he is converted from NBA to football. So comes and scores that header. It was really good. So
Yeah,
again, I think England's number one Ramsdale might just be going down. So
that would be his
unfortunately,
third or third relegation, right? He was
yep,
relegated with Sheffield United.
Yep, yep, yep.
Uh, then again he went on loan there, right? Last season,
yes,
and now he's going down with Saints.
yep.
So
What he could have done with Arsenal, but
yeah, Raya spoiled his party.
yep. But again,
Okay.
an interesting game week for sure,
Yeah,
and a new game week coming up.
we'll be reviewing it shortly.
Yep.
And see you all guys in the next video.
Yep. Thank you so
Thank you so much
Thank
for
much.
you for
watching.
joining us.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.